Hello and welcome to Pokemon Horizons episode 59 review, and it's time for Dot's next test where they arrive at the gym, and Larry isn't there. And she's typically found out how she wants the battle to go, but now they've got to go find Larry. They go look for him and run into a street performer where Quaxly dances with an Oricorio who implements attacks into her dances, with Quaxly starting to do the same. As they dance, Oricorio shows off Revelation Dance, prompting Quaxly to follow the moves. It's a slow first half, but it does pay off later, and also having an excuse to have Dot praise Quaxly is always nice, as she tells Oricorio's trainer that Quaxly works so hard, and she points him to a treasure eatery. Immediately, it's really funny how he throws off Roy and Liko by mentioning that they had met in the friendly matches against Elite Four, and of course we knew Dot had picked up on it. And the show gets Larry's personality down absolutely pat, as he doesn't want to stand out and doesn't want to waste time in case Geeta gets on his back, while being respectful to the others. Dot realises the pass she's got to time her Terastalisation and leaves the battle with Quaxly, as Tinkertink has never battled, and I do like how an early play from Larry ends up being pretty big as the Dunsparce uses Glare on Quaxly, which gets Dot to bring a Tinkertink. And how insane is that? This is its first time battling, and you know what, it doesn't bode well for Dot to have such an inexperienced Pokemon, but Quaxly comes back out to cheer her on. It avoids Glare with her hammer, while not looking dodges a Hyper Drill, and counters with Brutal Swing. Larry substitutes for Staraptor and takes out Tinkertink in one blow. To be honest, I didn't really enjoy seeing Tinkertink battle that much. Don't get me wrong, it is nice to see it finally happen, but it doesn't really feel like Dot had really tried to get Tinkertink battle ready at all. She essentially came into this battle too realistically being a 1v2, but oh well. Quaxly runs in trying a Water Gun followed by Pound Strategy, but it does get countered by Hurricane Air Slash, which creates a smoke screen. So Quaxly tries to use Liquidation through that, but it gets hit by Wing Attack as its Paralysis comes back in. Larry realises that Dot is trying to execute a strategy, so Dot adapts. She dances for Quaxly and gets him to remember to attach moves to dances like he did with Oricorio's trainer. They copy to Dunsparce by breathing in a lot of air before launching a Water Gun, which gives him a more powerful attack. And then they dance with Low Kick, copying Staraptor's wing movements into a Pound, and then copy Tinkertink's spinning with Liquidation, overpowering Staraptor in that instance, which was awesome. And Quaxly masterly pulls off these 3 different steps, all brought on by the experiences in this episode, which just makes seeing a little bit of messing around before Larry worth it, you know? It makes the fight against the Dunsparce worth it, and even Tinkertink going down worth it, and it culminates with Quaxly evolving, which was a really nice moment. And well, what a better time moment could this be for a Terastalisation? By doing this, she essentially secures her passing, but the battle goes on, using a graceful dance into Liquidation. It's clear that Glare's still paralysed Quaxwell. Larry points out that there's an opportunity and decides to Terastalise himself, using a Facade to take out Quaxwell in one blow, which does seem to frustrate Dot, but Larry does say she still passes, giving her a report, which is a hilarious way to do it, by the way, as she used 2 Pokemon well and timed the Terra perfectly, and being very aware of her surroundings and what her Pokemon want. It's very fair, but it does feel a bit bitter because it'd be nice to see take out at least one Pokemon to show a bit more progress. And I'm not saying Staraptor, as that's his ace, but if Larry substituted the Dunsparce so Terra Quaxwell could have taken out, that would have been nice. I wasn't expecting a complete win anyway though, since Tinkertink was so experienced. It's also great seeing Dot feeling like Quaxwell is the pastor and needs to catch up with him. I think she's downplaying herself a lot, but you know what? It's still really good seeing like the influence the Pokemon has on the trainer. That's always fantastic to see. They have a cheeky little scran on Larry's expense, and the face he pulls when he realises he can't split the bill with children is absolutely hilarious. But it did my man dirty, but it's perfectly portrayed throughout the episode. So I don't think this battle was perfect. Obviously Tinkertink was a weak link here. I feel if last episode was about Dot trying to train Tinkertink, it developed a lot since she could have put up a better fight. But everything with Quaxly was awesome, even if she had to put a lot of expectations on him. It was such a well-earned evolution that brought the experience that Quaxly's gained throughout the series, but specifically from this episode, it brings everything together really well from a dance with Oricorio to the Larry battle. Larry was fantastic, responding to and defending against Dot's attack well, and also just portrayed really well. Like again, the report to Dot is hilarious, but also other things like being asked if he was being attached to help her train a lesson, and that just being like how he is just a really good coincidence, and I got a good laugh at me. In general, Dot definitely earned her passing here, but really does feel like she deserved at least one win. The Dunsparce had such a devastating effect on the match, and it had been satisfying to see it get beaten up and maybe even get a little bit more damage on Quaxwell, so having Quaxwell getting cooked by Terastalisation doesn't feel as tough. But ah well, what can you do? Sadly not the best match ever, but I think Quaxly carried this episode on his back, culminating in a well-earned evolution. I don't think make changes, but I'm quite content with the result.